Oh, great to have you back on this program. This is Nigeria Decides, the only program that brings you every side, every angle of the road to February 23 and March 9 general elections in Nigeria. We've been on and we've been looking at how ready has Nigeria been, how ready has the stakeholders been, and how ready have even Nigerians also as electorates been. We bring you candidates, we bring you analysts, and we bring you voters on this program. This promises to be another interesting edition of Nigeria Decides. A warm welcome. Eminike Adu is my name. Glad to be back here on this show, and I have Marshal Anthony Onoye also on this program. Marshal.
Wonderful hanging out with you on Nigeria Decides, and it's another day to bring you banters and public opinion, and as well as
it is supported by grants donated by Ford Foundation and Omedia Foundation. As part of its policy, the medium does not accept adverts. Interesting. I would like to stress that the medium does not accept adverts. I don't know if you have seen any advert on Sahara Reporters, and financial support from the Nigerian government. And I dare ask why.
Yes, we believe that if the government is good, it doesn't need to advertise in newspapers or on TV stations or on the blog. You know, the work of the government will show to people by itself.
Okay, you do not accept adverts
from government.
Yeah.
Well, you do accept
private.
Oh yeah, no, if you're happy, we do accept.
Okay, just
products, but you know, we don't accept government. Advertisements from government.
Interesting.
Okay.
Government-linked entities.
Interesting.
Now we read out your profile because we want to establish the guest, the presidential candidate we have on the show today. Is there anything we're leaving out from your profile you'd want us to add quickly on the show before?
I think it's important to also mention that I'm a sports person.
Okay.
I like that. It's marathon.
Yes.
I like that. You featured prominently and you just completed Lagos.
New York and Lagos.
I did the New York Marathon in less than 4 hours.
Really? Yes. Interesting.
Yeah. So
Interesting. The man of many parts.
An athletic presidential.
Yes.
Yeah, a media guru, a sports person, athletic in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, and now a politician. All right. Why are you in this?
I've been around the political events in Nigeria for 30 years. I started in 1989 as soon as I got admitted as a freshman into University of Lagos. And our problem at that time was military rule. I was one of the young people who moved strongly using non-violent protests against military leaders at that time. And we edged them out by 1999. And I left the country shortly after that and went and did my master's and established Sahara Reporters. And at this time I look back because I'm engaged with Nigeria on a regular basis, like in my gym. I keep looking at Nigeria, and each time there's a new government is worse than the last one. And it is because we keep fresh recycling the same sort of people, we're recycling the same old and failed ideas. And I look at it, you know, we have all this experience, we have exposure, and we can do better than these leaders that are mismanaging our space and our opportunities, and of course our nation. And why not go save your country? It's not a sense of entitlement, it's a sense of duty.
It's a sense of duty.
Yes.
Okay, so we can easily summarize that why you are in this race is that call to duty.
Yes.
Great. All right. Let's tell our viewer that we just started. We have the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, right here in the studio, a media entrepreneur, a media guru, and of course, the publisher and founder of Sahara Reporters, online news media, we must say, Omoyele Sowore. Let's also tell you that this program is live on Super Screen Television, and it's a very special one for that matter. All right, we'll take a break. When we return, we shall also be opening the phone lines. That's how we do it here. You'll be free to call in wherever you are watching. If you are on outside Nigeria, don't remember to put the nation's code +234 Nigeria Decides will be right back after this time out.
I totally forgot that.
Sure. 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 Hello. Sure. You need to speak loud. You need to speak up.
Personality and purpose.
Which one is showing this camera now? This one now? What are you saying?
As you listen to this outstanding 3-series DVD, The Man, The Message, and The Mandate, your journey of life will become even more glorious.
What you have to do now is to live for Jesus. You can't live for yourself anymore. If you truly love Jesus, then you will live for him.
This DVD by Pastor Chris is available now. To order, please call the number now showing on your screen. Experience the liquid love of our Lord Jesus Christ flow in and through you. It's also available on the Pastor Chris digital library app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. The Bible says, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous. But why are the righteous destroyed if we do that? How can a nation be held bound by corruption? When is the right time to stop interceding? Will you be that agent of change in your nation? Find out your responsibility as an intercessor and how to exercise dominion in your intercession.
This is God's Spirit bringing this message. It is a timely message. Doesn't matter which country, which city you're in, it's timely for me.
The Power of Intercession is a 2-part audio by Pastor Chris, and it's available for download at the Pastor Chris Digital Library app on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Also available on audio CD and MP3 format. You can call the numbers now displayed on your screen to order your copies. God bless you.
Because I want that. Yeah.
Righteousness exalts a nation. The heart of the king is in God's hand.
Guys, we're in the studio and so you can't speak so loudly. So please use your headphones. Again, use your headphones please. We're in the studio. You can talk to use your headphones. Thank you.
Okay.
The future of our nation is in our hands. Then send the vote. It's your right. Your power in the future. Stay with me to make Nigeria great. It starts with you casting your vote on election day. Your vote is hope. Hope of our nation. Together, we shall make Nigeria great. My name is Joe Grace. Stand with me. Stand with me. Stand with me.
Okay, great to have you back. This is Nigeria Decides, and it's reaching you live from the studios of Loveworld Plus Television and the Super Screen Television, wherever you are watching across the world. The phone lines are up now. Please do remember that there is one that is strictly for SMS. Please do not call that line. Just send SMS. Our guest today is a media guru, a media entrepreneur, founder and publisher, Sahara Reporters, online news media, and the presidential candidate of African Action Congress, AAC. Omoyele Sowore.
Yes.
Great to have you here once again.
Thank you.
Omoyele Sowore, you are someone who's been very controversial. This is because, according to what Sahara Reporters does primarily, it was known as an expository kind of media that brought to the fore certain information about certain individuals and certain organizations that the members of the public before then did not know. And you were found in the good books of quote unquote politicians and some leaders of this country. Why did you choose to go the route of reconnaissance, surveillance, and digging up dirt on certain individuals?
Let me use this opportunity first and foremost to thank that situation. I'm aware that it's leading a path or a ministry that's mostly made of very young people, very vibrant young people. And interestingly, some of them are added followers, so we have that in common. But my path in life had been to challenge and speak truth to power, and it started from the university. In fact, I attended the University of Lagos, spending 6 years instead of 4 years. And for all the time that I was there, an armored tank was placed at the entrance of the gate of the university. And I've always known that for us to move forward, to break the yoke of oppression, corruption, ineptitude, and incompetence, you have to step up close. So that is where the controversy that you seem to know came from. Is that courage to confront people who have been given the responsibilities and the resources.
I'm sorry, I have to cut you short a little bit.
Don't do.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
We have a call from you.
Yes. India.
Yeah, excited seeing you.
Wow.
All right, but don't lose the track. We'll go back to you. We'll go back to you.
Our call is coming from India.
Hello. Hello, Frankie. All the way from India. What part of India are you calling from?
No, not India. I'm calling from England, from England.
Oh, you are in the United Kingdom. I see. Okay, you are true to Nigeria Decide Studio. Please go ahead.
By the way, this is person,
Oh, I see. Go ahead, sir.
I want to ask the presidential question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I want to congratulate you so far on the way you have moved your campaign. I mean, your activity is new in the political space in Nigeria. But the thing is, I am not very convinced. You guys have to plan to deal with the security situation in Nigeria. I just want you to take an opportunity to let Nigerians know how you intend to tackle the security problems that you intend to encounter in your country.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm sure that question has been taken down. You were on a track, but he wants to know how you plan to deal with the security situation.
Well, the truth is that Nigeria's security situation did not come from a blues. It has built over the years because we are looking at security conventionally, linear. And security is not a linear issue. What has happened is that for you to have physical security, there must be social security there must be job security. In this day and time, there has to be cyber security. And all forms of security that were abandoned. So we are not taking care of our people. We are abandoning our children who should go to school. You don't send them to school. You don't give people jobs. What you are telling them to do is to fend for themselves. And when people fend for themselves in large numbers, there will be a breakdown of law and order. And what we plan to do, which is convincing, is that we'll take care of the physical part because it's driven by, some kind of decay and chaos at the top. So what am I saying? First and foremost, we must fire the commander-in-chief of the armed forces as of today, because he has demonstrated incompetence. President Buhari came into office with a problem of Boko Haram. He's leaving us with herdsmen, leaving us with bandits in Zamfara, leaving us with higher number of kidnappers, leaving us with general crime that we've never experienced before in this country. And we also have to go after the generals who are executing and failing in securing our nation. But the issue of internal security must also be decisively looked at in such a way that the role of the police as it meets that of the military must be decided. Today in Nigeria, military officers are carrying bags and doing bouncers at wedding parties, whereas they should be working to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. They are overstretched. There's corruption, large-scale corruption in the system, and we are using outdated equipment and ideas to fight terrorism in particular. What I know is that every local terrorist group lasts 10 years, and whenever you can defeat them, you must change strategy, and you must change generals who are executing the war against them, and it's time to do that. Boko Haram started massively in 2009, it's 2019. It's time to change strategy.
Okay, let's get back to your ambition and general elections. Generally, what would be your assessment of the process so far?
It's been very interesting. I came into the race exactly February 2018 with the town hall meeting in Lagos, and it's a year later. I was probably one of the last to enter the race among the younger candidates, except Obieze Besili, who is no longer in the race now. But what I've seen is that Nigeria have been yearning for this. I also found out that our leaders, as they call themselves, don't even know Nigeria because they don't go into Nigeria. They limit their campaigns and activities to capital cities, in states and local government whenever they have to go there. And most of Nigeria sadly is on government territory. I did 34 states, including Federal Capital Territory, and found out that Nigeria is also virgin land. That is to say, if someone has ideas, that someone is clairvoyant and forward-thinking and has complete will, if you handle Nigeria, Nigeria can be turned around in a short time. Because everything you do, you're doing it afresh. There's plenty of land to grow crops on, plenty of people to groom, plenty of persons to employ, plenty of children to send to school, not to send to prison. So Nigeria is just yearning for that opportunity that can be brought about by a leader with vision and who is driven by a mission that is backed by stamina.
But aren't you one of those that advocate that rather than aim for the highest position in the country, you should start from somewhere? Hence, that brings me to my question, which I would, regularly ask people that have been referred to as not too popular for the positions they are running for.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself popular enough to run for the position of the president, governing a country of over 200 million?
Also, like I said, we started as a movement a year ago. We started a party about 6 months ago.
I'm in a position
It's today the third most popular party in Nigeria, the AOC. You can check all the polls.
I'm sorry once again. There's a call from Italy. I hate to stop you. I hate to stop you, but I can't keep this caller too much or too long on the line. Let's go to Italy, where another caller is on the line. Hello. Okay, thank you so much for calling Nigeria Decides all the way from Italy, if I got you right. What part of Italy are you?
I'm from Italy.
I see. Thank you so much.
Did you get your name?
All right, you have the presidential candidate of AAC and the media guru show here in the studio. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I know the way Omoyele Sowore is doing because I'm just really happy for it. You know, I'm just really happy for him. God will bless him for us Nigerians. All my prayer is that if you will win Nigerian president this year, 2019, because because he's a very good man. The way I'm watching him, I know that with him, Nigeria will change.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name again?
My name is Destiny.
Destiny. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Destiny.
Yeah, you're on the part of telling us how popular. It's the third most popular party
Right now, yes. In the country.
In effect, you are assessing your chances.
Yes, we're not just assessing the chances. We have a very bright chance to beat the old gaps in the system, and we have this understanding. It's not a feeling. It's backed by facts and data that Nigeria has a large population of young people who we call children of democracy. Most of them born in 1999, and they are now 20 years old. Most of them are watching us today. They are members of the church or this ministry, and they are ready to vote. You know, there is also a group that I refer to as well known as the children of anger. Those who have been left in the lodge, they belong to the servants. We like to refer to them, the ones who are abandoned, the ones who are hungry, and those who have been jobless and unemployed. You know, intentionally left in the lodge and called by our current leaders. They are there. They have also obtained their voters cards and are really willing to vote.
So by that, you think the number of the youth that we have is something to go in your favor? But some respondents have opined that your activism.
Sorry, once again. I don't like this position. A caller from northern part of the Americas, North America, on the line for us. Hello.
We're getting too many internationals than those.
Yeah, he's an international figure. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, thank you so much for calling Nigeria Decides. May we have your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Dixon. Okay.
Dixon.
I'm calling from Madrid, Spain.
Oh, Spain. All right. Thank you so much. Please go ahead.
My contribution is for seeing my presidential candidate online. I would like to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
About what I saw online during the presentation online on Loveworld.
Okay.
When President Obama was with Pastor Cruz, is he a member of Dr. Martino getting the proper
Okay. Is that question is not yours? He wants to know. He saw President, former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Thank you. So we can let him go.
Okay. All right. I guess you can continue listening while we attempt to answer that your question. Is he a member of the ministry or was he Pastor Chris's guest? All right. All right. Thank you so much for asking. He was a guest of Pastor Chris. Thank you so much.
There was a tour of the library, presidential library.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We've answered your question. Thank you. All right.
Some respondents have opined that you're rather than you've been known to play active role in activism, unionism, or back then in school, and you've been vocal about what's not right and things that needs to be done rightly in the country. But as a president, some respondents have opined that you seem to be more radical, take radical approach to things than being calm, collected, and focused on the job and aspirations that you pursue.
I think I've charged myself creditably well as a candidate. I have participated.
How many people have the call?
Yes.
I think let's take this one call and then we shut down the line to allow him to talk. But this is from Germany.
Okay.
Let's go to Germany. Another caller is on the line. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Thank you.
For years abroad, we have seen everything how the country should work. And I watched his campaign and I discovered that he's truthful. That is why I followed him and I'm doing campaign for him. Thank you for giving me this platform for him to appear here.
Thank you so much.
Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling us all the way from Germany. Marshall, I think we need to shut down the line for a few minutes.
Yes, just a few minutes.
Just for a few minutes, yes.
So I was answering to let you know that the fact that someone has confidence or that you are combative about your convictions don't mean that you cannot be president. In fact, some of the best presidents that we've seen in recent times are presidents that are very clear, that have clarity of their ideas and their convictions. And when you do that, it also means that you can speak exactly to people, communicate to people what you want. Later the name path, presidential aspirants coming together. That's what it meant. At that time, we had not even established our own party. I was just an astronaut. And when I got there, I did advise everybody when I knew it was set up.
Okay, how many people?
Right.
Let me just quickly ask you this. Now, before the hula baloo about the 2019 elections, there was so much talk, much about nothing about minimum wage and all of that.
Yeah.
And you've been known to say that it was in the center of the whole discussion, Nigerians clamoring for minimum wage.
Yeah.
And at the center of the discussion was the what our lawmakers earn. And you've been known to advocate for the slash in what our lawmakers earn.
Absolutely.
And that has been one of the mandates you're pushing, one of the mantras you're pushing. If you become president, you would slash
it's not about slashing. The law is very clear on what they're entitled to. There are rules governing allocation of salaries and allowances to public officers in Nigeria. They're not entitled to more than 1.5 million as allowances, and their salary is around 750,000 naira. The allocation we're seeing, the humongous, almost criminal allocation of allowances to themselves, it's something they did as a self-help. It has no basis in law. And what I will do is I will challenge that and ensure that the laws are followed to the letter. It's the job of the president, who is the executor of all our laws, to ensure that the laws are followed. If there are disagreements, we go to the judicial arm to iron it out.
Okay, let's one more time reopen the lines. I am told your fans and your followers all over the world. Yeah. Have you noticed that there has not been any call from Nigeria?
Yes, I'm just saying, we have more of the internationals. Well, let's open up our phone lines right now. Phone lines are open. You can call us and let us know what you think about our guests on the show today. If you've got questions, whatever contributions, do call us. If you're calling from outside Nigeria, be sure to add the short code +234. Nigeria decides. Eminike and myself are still here. Eminike.
All right. Sowore, you've attended a number of public debates and all of that. There was this that made the rounds in the media that at one of those public outings that you seem to be endorsing everything APC seems to have done in Lagos. I didn't know if that
No, that's not true. It was the candidates. The candidates was a town hall meeting setting in which 4 candidates were chosen. It was Mogalu and his vice President Buhari and Professor Shibaji, myself, and Vice Dr. Rufai, and then it was followed by Atiku and Obi. And when we discussed taxes, which was when they asked me where would you get money to fulfill some of their promises, I said we are going to make sure that all taxes are collected appropriately. And I used Lagos to judge.
Can I take a call from France?
Yes. how possible it is that this one quick proper collection of taxes will bring you money. But I made it very clear that the taxes I collected in Lagos were stolen, so I didn't endorse.
Okay, so you didn't endorse. All right. Okay. Now that has been cleared out. Let's talk about the election process so far. A postponement came.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
You probably heard it from Sahara Reporters first. So that tells you that I think I'm surprised. We broke the news on Sahara Reporters. And for almost 5 hours, nobody else could confirm the story. I'm always prepared for this. In some of my interviews, I've said that I have not seen signs that the current regime is prepared for elections. It's part of the power of clairvoyance, not prophecy, because I'm not in that business. To know that when you look at all the things going on in terms of preparation, the planning, you cannot find out that people are ready for elections.
Now the phone lines are open. We lost one from France. Now Michael is calling from South Africa. Hello, Michael in South Africa. Thanks for calling Nigeria Decides.
Good evening.
Same to you, sir.
I'm here to Nigeria.
Please go ahead. Wow.
Michael, call us back from South Africa. I would like to have you contribute to the show.
Yes.
Okay, you were talking about.
So I wasn't surprised at all. I've covered, I think, 4 elections now, and in each of the cases there was four. In fact, I think the one in 2007, that's the one I brought, I think, was postponed as the election was starting. And in 2011 was postponed, and in 2015 was also postponed. So it has been part of our tradition.
Enough of you telling us about breaking it on Sahara Reporters. As a media organization, we might be a little bit jealous, but moving away from that, because for one of time, we want to get as much information as we can get from you. Moving away from that, what is your take on the counter accusations and counter accusations as to what parties or what actors or what officials might be responsible for the postponement? PDP is blaming INEC. INEC has really come out to take the blame and take it to the slaughter. APC, counter accusations. Well, let's hear from the man, Omoyele Sowore. What's your take on the postponement?
What I know is that both parties are interested in tinkering with the process. Something happened that most people didn't pay attention to. On Wednesday, a BDC owner was arrested with $2 million in Lagos. He was flying money from
the BDC's Bureau de Change.
I'm told you have another call.
Yeah. And
all right,
it was money linked to.
Just give us.
Okay, let's take this call. Who's live to us?
We'll come back to it.
Welcome to the show. Who's live to us?
Hello.
Good to have you.
Please go ahead. May we know who's calling and where you're calling us from? Hello. May we know who's calling? I may have to ask you to either turn down the volume of your set if you are watching from a set, because the feedback is not very clear. We're not getting you very clearly. All right, please, if you're calling the studio line,
AAC, so one of your supporters, can someone just call from Nigeria and tell us what you think about our guest today?
So anyway, the arrest of this BDC owner had money linked to Atiku, and because of, I think there were a lot of interception of their money, and they didn't send money to the people on the ground. So APC, of course, spent money, but APC wanted election, but they didn't want election that is one-day election. They want staggered election, because that's what they did in Osun State. Staggered election, and then pull the rest of their resources, soldiers, police, and their people. So as of that day, 13 states were having issues with logistics. Some, as you know, some INEC offices were burnt, including that of Anambra.
Yes.
And 13 states had some of their materials
so
insufficient, or they were
those offices that were burnt were sabotaged?
Of course. INEC said that they were sabotaged. They were sabotaged in terms of transportation of materials. Because the problem with Nigeria and INEC is that INEC don't have the kind of independence that allow them to freely move materials, and they need the armed forces, the air force, they need NEMA to move materials.
The first caller from Nigeria is true.
Our first caller from Nigeria.
Okay, and that's Frank from Warri.
Frank from Warri. Your contributions. Let's have your contribution, Frank from Warri. Good to have you on the show today.
Yeah, my humble blessings. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm very good.
Beautiful. Your contributions very quickly, Frank.
All right, sir. Please, my dream is this country. Right.
Okay, so Frank, your call seems to be breaking.
Yeah.
So you might need to relocate and find a place where you can get better signal and call us back. We'd like to hear what you have to say from Warri. We're still expecting other callers. Phone lines are still open. Sowore is going nowhere till the end.
Sure, you were trying to pinpoint this.
The APC leadership are sending numbers, and they don't look good for them, and they want as a result scatter the election. So they all have their interest in INEC. I often say it, and this is the truth. INEC is set up to win the election from the ruling party. That is the expectation of the ruling party. That's why the president who appointed INEC chairman is president of Nigeria. He's the leader of the APC. So they have enormous
But
power.
if in your own opinion, INEC was set up to rig the elections, in your own opinion, is the postponement in line with the rigging of the elections, or was it an independent decision of Professor Mahmoud, and was it positive?
Well, it was. I cannot say it's independent. Knowing what I know, there's a lot of pressure, but they had no option than to postpone because they couldn't go ahead with an election that were excluded almost 30 states. That's what I know.
Now, following that postponement, the president came up and ordered a shoot-aside, gave a shoot-aside order for those who snatched ballot boxes. But before you take that reaction, let's go to Australia. You have another follower out there in Australia. Hello, out there in Australia.
We're Australia.
Hello, this is Salama from Australia.
Thank you so much for calling Nigeria Decides.
Good to have you on the show.
Please go ahead.
Salama, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you very much to Omoyele Sowore for heading the overdue revolution in Nigeria. And I want to also tell Nigerians that if they need this opportunity, I'm not sure what's going to become of Nigeria in the next 4 years. So I would want to appeal to all Nigerians that this is not the time for a competition. This is the time to put the best person to take Nigeria to where we want to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you very much for that one. So far, our callers have been more in support of Sowore. I would want to find one person who would call on the show and ask Sowore the very vital question that might seem to be against it.
And unfortunately, we are giving home stretch right here. When you sit here, you don't know. Time flies so much. Time flies so much. All right. We are in the next 5 minutes. We'll be done with this. But you were on the verge of answering question which I added.
On the shoot-aside order.
So shoot-aside order that's completely wrong-headed. But that's Buhari unscripted. He's baying for blood once again, and it is very unfortunate because Nigeria is in this security situation it is today because of that kind of mentality. Most of the situation we are in terms of terrible security came as a result of years of violation of human rights. Extrajudicial killing. Boko Haram emerged completely from extrajudicial killing. That was what led to the Boko Haram uprising to the scale that we have it today. Yeah, I seen the same thing with the way we treat young people. We've heard the uprising about NSAS because people have been arbitrarily rounded up, thrown into jail because they wear nice clothes or they have a laptop or a nice cell phone or they're driving a nice car.
The guys from Yahoo.
So this is what President Buhari is promoting is enabling a jungle justice system in Nigeria that will allow our police and security forces to just go out there and shoot because they have the presidential order. The commander-in-chief says if you find somebody who is in possession of a ballot box or who tried to snatch a ballot box, kill the person.
And you can just shoot anybody at a time.
And then they can even kill somebody and place then the ballot box on the person, which is something that they do all the time in Nigeria. It's unfortunate.
Sure, you are out of time. Yes. I'd like to ask for your final word before we go.
Right before that, it would be very unfair if we don't ask Omoyele the role of the media in all of this.
And in stating the role of the media, I'd like you to also double barrel question, double barrel answer I'll get from you. Tell us what kind of media advantage you've enjoyed as a media practitioner too.
I have enjoyed zero media advantage. It's as if the Nigerian media ganged up against. They do not carry our stories, they don't cover our events. We have to beg them to get them to even allow us to enjoy any kind of space. And one terrible thing they did is to continue to push the narrative that there are two alternatives. Two available choices to be made in Nigeria between the devil and the deep blue sea. Whereas there are very credible, young, vibrant alternatives. So it's called the Nigerian media very, very low in this particular election cycle. They have done a huge amount of injustice to our people. But good news is that people who are not listening to conventional media only. I have not put a single advert in the newspaper or a billboard on the way to any airport and come from nowhere to become the third most popular political party and probably one of the most popular political candidates running for the presidency of Nigeria. First in the history of Nigeria that spent the least amount of money but had the biggest impact.
And if you had, I'd like to add, we had a poll here some time ago, and out of 122 callers who called in and were asked, who would you make a preferred candidate? You polled 25 callers saying they would make Omoyele Sowore. I want to say we wish you all the best in your endeavor and pursuit towards the race to Aso Rock. What more can we say than just all the best?
You never said anything about your running mate.
Oh, he's a medical doctor.
Yes. So much to ask. Yeah, but for want of time, I was going to ask why you picked Dr. Rufai for your running mate. And
I have a piece of good news. Yes. My producer is requesting Sowore to please come back here. There are lots of issues and so many fans. You don't know how many calls. You don't know how many calls that they are not able to take. All from outside. Please grant us.
Yes. Look, let's work. I see that you do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And Thursdays. We're here 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
Yes. Let's have a conversation as to where we can fit it. We'd love to do this again. Like I had mentioned in private before we got here, I was actually requesting to meet Pastor Chris, and that was what led me to the station. And I hope he's watching.
And I want to challenge you. You said right on this platform that the media hasn't done much, and here we are again on the same platform. We're asking you to come back on the show.
Well, this is great, but I wish that we had been doing this before. They probably would have done like 10 shows like that in 1 year. Yes.
Tomorrow won't be fine for you.
I think we can do it. We'll talk to our media people. I will be happy to come back.
Okay, the viewers will also be waiting. Omoyele Sowore might be a guest tomorrow. The time for tomorrow's show is 1 o'clock local time, Nigeria. So if you may join us tomorrow, same time, same station. Watch us on Super Screen. You can find us on Star Times channel 173 and Star Times channel 465. Loveworld Plus, our website is www.loveworldplus.org. Find us on Google Play Store, Windows Phone Store. Download our app on your PC, mobile phones, and other internet-enabled devices. Our guest today has been the presidential candidate of AAC African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore. He's a media practitioner. My name is Marshall Anthony Omoye, and that's MNK Agu. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much for coming.
You don't want me running the country. You don't want me running the
I also present sports here. Look at this camera.
Nobody told me that.
I was doing like this.
I didn't see.
Masha, Robin Hood.
You are Robin Hood. Thank you so much.
Nigeria decided something. Can we have this myself? Can we have this? Please, I ask you guys, please. Myself, Emily Calhoun.
Thank you so much for joining this broadcast, people. So I come your screen again by 9 p.m. West African time, you know, on our time. With Omoyele Sowore on the couch. I'm still your favorite TV girl, Zainab. Bye-bye.
Bala kage nina nine. Kana geni nine. If you don't nine me, wala dey.
Okay, let me.
Alright.
How you fix the lights?
Like this. Yeah, because can you go this way? Turn like this.
Alright,
Let's go. You need to turn like that.
Yeah. Alright.
Angel, your hand down. 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 Angel. Take this one.
Alright.
Yeah. What you guys in the lights around?
Something else?
Yes. 101.
101.
One by one. Yeah, the light is alright, it's like that.
Oh, news. Okay, news.
We have to leave the studio. We have to leave the studio. News time.
I'm here. Look at me.
Okay, hi.